Chris.
Oh, hi, Susan Arendt of Game Life. I hear you're here for GDC this week.
I am, in fact. It's very exciting.
Oh, cool.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just checking out the first reviews for Game Life the Video, Episode 1.
Oh, what do they say?
Oh, well, here's one. Man, watching him made me throw up a little in my mouth. What a sickly looking kid. Get the chick on, maybe that'll be an improvement. People are so stupid. You can't be on Game Life.
Why not?
Susan, you can't just go on Game Life. It takes years of acting lessons, vocal training. I don't even know if I have any foundation in your shade.
Oh, wow. I had no idea it was so complicated. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, you should be. Oh. Who needs the Kohler? What? An interview with Ninja Gaiden 2's Tomonobu Itagaki? Of course, I'd love to. Only if that nice girl Susan Arendt can come? All right, fine. But you get your own makeup.
すごい簡単に言えば前の
Simply put, the first Ninja Gaiden was a game where your enjoyment of the game was based on whether or not you could defeat the enemies. There was a threshold there where if you were able to defeat the enemies, then you had fun with the game. If you couldn't defeat them, then you didn't have fun. So I'd just like to make that clear at the outset. So a very clear concept that we have for the sequel Ninja Gaiden 2 is, of course, to keep the satisfaction and the fun you get from defeating the enemies, but also make the actual process of combat, whether you win or lose, just as fun, so that you're enjoying every minute that you're actually playing the game. For instance, in the first game, if you swung the sword once, there was no fun involved with that. There wasn't any fun being born until you actually defeated the enemy. But here, just simply swinging the sword once, and you could have an enemy dismembered, so his arm shoots off and blood is spurting out. So you get that visual impact, and you're getting that ecstasy just from that single attack. So the core gameplay elements are going to allow you to constantly be enjoying what you're doing throughout the entire game, and that's one of the biggest concepts and biggest changes this time around. So I'll promise to you right here and right now that virtually all of the gamers that you mentioned that have loved Ninja Gaiden in the past will understand the new challenges and the new adventures I'm trying to make with this sequel, and will realize that it's just as challenging and it's just as forward-thinking as the previous game was, and they're going to love it. I can promise you that.
冒険が待っていたんだと。
I've already, mentioned this in a lot of different places, but the first Ninja Gaiden was not a masterpiece. People say it was, but it wasn't. There was a lot of noise, there was a lot of compromise, there was a lot of things that went in there that, looking back, we didn't like. So the key is that for Ninja Gaiden 2, we're breaking it down. We went back in, we basically destroyed the entire game and only took what we thought was absolutely essential for the Ninja Gaiden experience and purified that, and now we're building a new game on top of that. So everything that's in there, from the obliteration techniques to the new weapons and all of the new game mechanics, are all built on a core foundation of the elements that we know are essential to the series. So, I think that people will be very happy with it. I would say if there was any rival title, it would probably be something like God of War 3. Obviously, it's a long way away, so we don't know what kind of game it's going to be. But they have a large fan base, and obviously they have a reputation for quality games. So I'm interested to see on how that plays out. Obviously, their philosophy is completely different from ours. Ninja Gaiden 2 is a little bit more pushing the envelope and trying to add new elements, where God of War has a little bit of button mashing, a little bit more kind of pre-programmed gameplay. I think one thing that will be interesting to see is the God of War series was very much about how to create a compelling action game within the confines of the PlayStation 2 hardware. But now, when they're working on next generation on PS3, it'll be interesting to see, without as many limitations, how much they're able to expand on that. I don't make games for other game developers, nor am I trying to transmit any sort of information or philosophy to other game developers. I do this for the fans and for the people out there that want to, play my games. So when you're talking about an event like GDC, which is really, an event by game developers for game developers, then I don't really have a whole lot of interest in, that event in and of itself. No, I won't say that there's no point to it. I think GDC is a very important event, and I certainly respect and realize what they're trying to do here. But it's just a personal choice. Someday, maybe when I've matured and become a little bit more well-rounded, like Peter Molyneux, I may decide to come and give advice and give lectures on how to make games. But right now, I'm really more focused on my own endeavors.